Hi everybody, welcome to Theo and Olaf. My name is Irene. With me is Olaf, our Samoyed doggy. And today is actually Olaf's 3rd birthday. Yay, Olaf! Yay! It's actually really bittersweet for us because we've now officially spent more time with Olaf in this adult size compared to when he was just a wee little puppy. Before I talk about Olaf's milestones this past year, I want to remind you all that we do have a digital newsletter that we send out every quarter, and we do have a pretty big life update that we want to share with all of you. So you want to be the first to hear, sign up in the description box below. First, let's talk about how Olaf has been physically the past year. For the most part, he's pretty much the same. He's still pretty healthy and weighs about 60 pounds, more or less. His coat is very fluffy ever since getting neutered. You can see he's a lot wider compared to when, say, he was a year old, where his fur was a lot more compact. So his fur is really long now, and sometimes it can be really hard to maintain. Actually, recently, he had to have his leg feathers, which is this part of the front legs, trimmed a little bit because it got pretty matted. So unfortunately, a lot of this got shaved off, and I thought a trim was just like a short little snippet. It is growing out slowly, but hopefully it grows back to the normal length, which is about this much. And overall, Olaf hasn't had any health issues, no digestive issues for the most part. Occasionally, he'll still have vomit if he eats something foreign. And he only had one major diarrhea incident this past year where he had pretty bad diarrhea in the crate. So that wasn't fun to clean up. But other than that, Olaf still pretty much eats a raw diet, has been pretty healthy on that, and no other health issues related to hips, joints, or dental issues. Now let's talk about what Olaf has been like behaviorally. I would say for the most part, we haven't done as much formal training this past year, just because Olaf really improved the last year. But I would say he has improved a lot in terms of socialization. So we have taken Olaf out more in general to different places. So for instance, we still take him to the coffee shop almost every morning. And when I used to take him, I would be very diligent to not let people pet him or touch him because we would have a little tag that said in training, no pets, no petting, etc. But now he's pretty good at being generally very quiet in the coffee shop. Occasionally he'll get frustrated while waiting for too long for us to go through the line and for him to get the treats. But I would say for the most part, he's done very well in the coffee shop. And in the coffee shop, we've been able to do more greetings with people. And with that too, I used to be more strict about that, but now he's gotten better at greeting people and not jumping on people. Occasionally he'll bark if people stop petting him, but I would say for the most part, he's done pretty well with greetings and not jumping on people. Olaf has also had more opportunities to go inside different stores. So he's been inside the mall, he's been in different stores like Joann, Home Depot, and so long as we're moving, Olaf has done pretty well. So we're pretty proud of the progress he's made there. And he's gone a long way because previously I would take him to a pet store, and before we even walked in, Olaf would be so anxious, barking up a storm. And now inside a pet store, he does really well. So we're really proud of that progress as well. We have even taken Olaf to bigger public events. So we've taken Olaf out to a few Bark in the Park baseball games with him. And he's done pretty well because usually when he's sitting or waiting, he doesn't do so well. But for whatever reason with the baseball game, he gets a little bit anxious at first, but then after a while of lying down, he does really well. And we're proud to say that we don't have to put him on any anti-anxiety medication, whether it's trazodone or CBD when it comes to these events. He's gotten a lot better at just calming down when he knows he's not going to be playing with other dogs or people. So even though Olaf has made a lot of good progress, he can still be a very barky and reactive dog. One example of that is at the dog park, or even before getting to the dog park, Olaf can be very barky and try to pull us towards it and forget good manners. So that's something we sought to work on. Another thing too is that Olaf really does not like getting his picture taken. He's fine walking in public places, but the minute you have him pose and sit, I think maybe he just doesn't like waiting for so long with no reward immediately, and that frustrates him, but that's just something else that he doesn't like so much. Another thing that we need to work on together more is duration when it comes to commands. So Olaf has a tendency to break his sits or downs after some period of time has passed before we have released him. So that's kind of on us too to train a little bit more with that, but just it is a reminder to keep up with training. Lastly, Olaf has done a few enrichment activities that are new this past year. So we had a few goals of having Olaf try out new things like agility and swimming. And this past year, Olaf was able to do those things. So Olaf really enjoyed agility class. We did a video on that as well. He does get a little bit distracted during class, but overall, he's learned how to maneuver through the obstacles pretty well. With swimming, Olaf is a little bit less confident about it. He likes to go in the water to fetch toys and then immediately go back out. So we're still working on getting him more comfortable being completely submerged in water. Hopefully with more practice, he will get there. And one more fun thing too is that Olaf has gone skateboarding with Eric, his daddo. Well, Olaf is on a skateboard, but he can pull Eric on the skateboard, which has been really fun to see. So that's it for our 3-year update on Olaf. It's been quite an adventure, and we want to thank you all who've been supporting us and following us, especially since the very beginning. We really appreciate it. And you may be wondering what our next goals for Olaf. And we're not really sure at the moment. We'll need some time to reflect on it, but we know that Olaf will have even more adventures and enrichment opportunities in his next year. So he's grown up a lot, and we're so proud of him. So thank you again for following. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching.